NASCAR racing and learn how to reconcile that rest yourself.
Nobody's catching us.
So awesome.
I won the Daytona 500. I won the Daytona 500.
This is 10 to Go, the source for NASCAR top 10s, because God knows no one else is going to do it, and for real now since NASCAR Nixon has officially retired from list making. Godspeed, fellow NASCAR YouTuber. Who knows, maybe we'll collab someday soon? In honor of the much anticipated 2017 Daytona 500 just hours away, this list will be ranking memorable moments of the prestigious event throughout history. This also includes speed weeks, qualifying, and other events surrounding the race. This list will, however, be excluding tragic events such as the deaths of Neil Bonnet, Dale Earnhardt, Rodney Orr, and Bruce Jacoby, as I do not feel it is morally right of me to rank such events.
20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500.
This list is ranked based on a general sense of how well remembered and brought up the events are by fans and by the legacy it left behind. Green flag, 10 to go. Number 10. Ned Jarrett commentates his son's win. In this exciting finish of the 1993 Daytona 500, Dale Jarrett managed to hold off Dale Earnhardt, who put up a hard charge on the final lap. The only thing to make his second career win more exciting? His father in the booth, commentating every last moment of it.
Get down there. He's going to make it. Dale Jarrett's going to win the Daytona 500. All right.
This brought just an average exciting day at Daytona to a new level of emotional broadcasting, and solidified it in Daytona 500 history. Number 9. Sterling Marlin's flub. Late in the 2002 running of the prestigious event, a restart-triggered accident brought out a red flag which really stirred things up. The then leader, Sterling Marlin, had damage from the accident, and in a desperate attempt to ensure he can seal the deal and capture his third 500 trophy, he attempted to pull the sheet metal away from the tire.
But, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
Most people familiar with NASCAR know it's against the rules to modify your car during red flag conditions, no matter how minor the modification is, and this resulted in a black flag being given to Marlin.
Race at the tail end of the longest line, Club.
All right, they just made the call.
The longest line or lead lap?
The tail end of the longest line. About what I ask an official.
That is the message being relayed to Sterling Marlin from his team.
Ward Burton inherited the lead and held out for his first and only Daytona 500 win.
It's going to be Ward Burton driving his Dodge to victory lane. Checker flag is up, and Ward Burton is going to win the 44th Daytona 500.
Number 8. The 1959 finish. The first Daytona 500 all the way back in 1959 definitely has not been forgotten, as it featured what was perhaps one of the closest finishes in NASCAR history. When the race wound down to 30 laps to go, Lee Petty and Johnny Beauchamp battled with each other, their rivalry spiking on the final stretch to the checkered flag in a photo finish. Until newsreels and photographs showed otherwise days later that Petty won the race, Beauchamp was declared the unofficial winner. This race made its mark on NASCAR because the controversy surrounding the close finish kept NASCAR on the front page of the papers for days after the event, giving the sport its early exposure. Number 7. Trevor Bayne. Among the biggest and definitely one of the most talked about upsets the sport has ever seen, 20-year-old freshman Trevor Bayne pulled off a win that stunned the racing world in the 2011 Daytona 500.
Rookie Trevor Bayne in his second Sprint Cup start will lead them to a white flag.
The young Bayne was only making his second career start, running a part-time schedule for a slowly declining Wood Brothers team. It was the first win for Wood Brothers in 10 years and their first Daytona 500 win in 35.
Trevor Bayne.
It's over. Trevor Bayne is going to win the Daytona 500.
Unbelievable.
This and other famous upsets on restrictor plates brought to mainstream attention that the Daytona 500 is a race that anyone in the field can win, boosting confidence in smaller teams. Number 6. Tony Stewart's 2001 blowover. The infamous 2001 Daytona 500 was not short on carnage, and this accident involving a dozen and a half cars was just a sign of the downward spiral to come. On lap 173, multiple cars near the front of the field got together, triggering the infamous wreck which saw Tony Stewart flying yards into the air before landing with all four wheels back on the ground. This wreck is often overlooked due to the death of Dale Earnhardt on the final lap, but is easily one of the most brutal accidents Daytona has ever seen. Number 5. Truex versus Hamlin. The Daytona 500 has become the official only race I will watch race of the season for surface or misplaced former fans. But after the closest finish in Daytona 500 history, I would not be surprised if many of those people were drawn back in to watch again the next week. With 2 laps to go, it looked as if Matt Kenseth had it wrapped up, but on the final corner, Hamlin shoved a fender underneath Kenseth, loosening him up and getting beside Truex.
Saves it. Here they come to the line. This is the finish of the Daytona 500. Side by side, bouncing off each other.
Unbelievable. I think it was Denny Hamlin.
Battling with him all the way to the line to win the race by a mere 1/100th of a second. This now goes down as one of the famed Daytona 500 finishes, right up there with those yet to come on the list. Number 4. The 2007 finish. You couldn't have scripted a more insane finish than this one. With 1 lap to go, it looked as if Mark Martin, making his first ever start in a Chevrolet, was finally going to claim his first Daytona 500 trophy after 22 previous tries driving a Roush Ford. But off turn 2, Kevin Harvick was pushed from 5th to the lead by a push from Matt Kenseth.
Is he going to come? He's looking.
Back behind you.
He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag.
Harvick and Martin both battled all the way back to the line, with Harvick pulling off the come-from-behind victory while a melee occurred behind them, resulting in Clint Bowyer sliding across the line upside down in 18th position. This was Harvick's first and thus far only Daytona 500 victory.
Have you ever?
Well, a couple of times.
I'm going to repeat what I heard a few years ago. No, I have never.
Number 3. Petty versus Pearson. Anyone who watches NASCAR knows the 2 famed 70s finishes of the Daytona 500. The sport was an entirely different beast back then, and close finishes were honestly few and far between. However, this finish in the 1979 Daytona 500 went down to the final lap. The 2 most winning drivers ever to enter the sport, David Pearson and Richard Petty, who by the way combined to have won over 8% of every Cup race ever run, battled all the way to the final corner where both of them spun, crashing off the final turn. Petty's car slid to a stop 100 feet from the finish line. Pearson's car, however, was able to labor across the line and steal the win.
Comes Pearson. Pearson is going to try to make it across the finish line. Petty has his car going. Pearson's going to win it. Oh, nice.
This finish has gone down as one of the most thrilling in NASCAR history. Number 2. Yarborough versus Allison. Similar to the previous entry, this finish has gone down in NASCAR history as one of the most thrilling moments ever broadcast. With 1 lap to go, Donnie Allison led Cale Yarborough, and on the back straightaway, Yarborough jumped to the inside of Allison, made contact with the grass, getting his car loose and into Allison's, wadding them both up and handing the lead and win to Richard Petty.
They're head on the wall. They slide down to the inside. Let's watch those third-place cars. They're out of it. Who is going to win it? Coming down, third place. They're coming around for the finish. Out in front, at the line, Walter to the inside. Petty wins it.
After the race concluded, both Donnie and Cale wound up in a fist fight in turn 3, solidifying this finish as one to be remembered.
The great master has just recorded his 186th career, and there's a fight between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. The tempers overflowing. They're angry. They know they have
White
lost.
flag. Time for a few honorable mentions.
Comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Brian Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year.
I tell you what, if John Andretti gets in, this will be the feel-good story of qualifying for the 500.
with you here.
Denny Hamlin wins it. Dale Jarrett is in. John Andretti is in. Truex now. Earnhardt, Kane, Hamlin, Gordon
Johnson.
Oh, Bobby Allison holds him off. They come to the stripe, and the winner of the 30th annual Great American Race, Bobby Allison, Davey Allison, his son and
Coming to the line, it's Labonte pulling up, and an amazing finish.
The Whitcomb Racing Team has won it.
And knocked the boss off the pole, yes! 45.817, 196.4 miles an hour.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Third generation star, Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving, it's over. It's Earnhardt.
The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
Your wife, Stevie.
Oh, I won the Daytona 500. I won the Daytona 500.
Darryl, how long?
Wait. This is the Daytona 500.
And the checkered flag goes to
Don't tell me it didn't.
Dale Earnhardt wins the Daytona 500.
Car, a brick mass as a pick. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500.
Dale Earnhardt's first Daytona 500 was the famed 1979 race. It was his 10th career start, and he even led 10 laps in the Rod Osterman No. 2 that day. The year after, he finished second. The year after that, fifth. Then 2 straight engines before another second. 2 more engines before another string of top 10s, and near wins, including 2 more runner-ups in the event. That streak lasting until 1997 when he wrecked out. And finally, on the 20th attempt, Dale Earnhardt sealed the deal.
Same way.
Look out on pit road. Every man on every crew has come out to the edge of pit lane to congratulate the man who has dominated everything there is to win in this sport, except this race, until today.
This was the race heard all around the world, a finish only dreamt of by many a motorsport fan, and one of those rare races that you knew where you were when you first heard about it, similar to Danica Patrick's IndyCar win at Twin Ring Motegi. But this at the time was the most long-awaited moment in stock car racing finally realized, and is without a doubt the most remembered moment in Daytona 500 history. If you like the list, give it a like and share it with your friends. For updates on future episodes and for tidbits of NASCAR commentary, follow me on Twitter @10togonascar. If you want to leave your own list or leave a suggestion or think I missed something, leave a comment in the comments section. I don't bite. See you guys next time. Bye.